Right, so I'm going to talk a bit about what we do at Healthwatch, and then I'm going to sort of talk about loneliness and all the support services that are available in York and where to find them and what we can do for you. So our team, we're a very small team. We're based at York CVS, Priory Street. Sian is our manager. So I think a lot you already know, Sian. And we've got Emily, Rogers, the researcher, we've got Rachel, and then there's me. So I'm the volunteering and engagement officer. And Debbie, who actually joins here, is one of our volunteers, but unfortunately she's not here. So who are we? So Healthwatch York is your way to influence local health and social care services. So hospitals, care homes, GPs, anything within health and social care, we can help you on it. So what we do is you can sort of give us feedback around the services that you've had. So it can be good or bad, but we can also help give you support and advice as well. Anything, even if it's not under health and social care, you can ring us and ask for advice and we'll be able to help you anyway. So Healthwatch York can help you and your family find the best out of your local health and social care services. You can be involved in shaping these services as well. And I think obviously coming to a group called like Aging Without Children, health and social care relies on children to be able to sort of help services. I think it's important that, like with my grandparents, I'll give an example. During COVID, they had to take a photograph, and my grandparents were in their like late 80s of like something on her face, and she doesn't even have a phone. So my auntie had to do it, but if she didn't have my auntie or any of us, it's how does this happen? And obviously we want to clarify that you can come to us for any of this, any advice. And if we don't know exactly who to go to, we are in the charity sector anyway, so we'll know somebody who can help you. Because health and social care impacts so much of our lives, and it's important that you know where to go and who can help. So what we do is we can offer you information advice. We've got loads of it on our website. I've put links on all of this so you can share the slides afterwards. We offer information and advice around health and social care, with information around accessing services, contact details, news and events. So at the moment, obviously, I'm sure many people are having issues with NHS dentists. So we can offer advice on where to sort of start waiting. Obviously, York's not brilliant at the moment for dentistry, but we're hoping to sort of get feedback on that and make a difference. You can ring us as well. So if you ever have any issues with health and social care, you can ring us or email us and we'll give you advice and information. Rachel's at the other end and she's absolutely lovely. She knows York like the back of her hand, so she'll know where to advise you. We also take people's feedback. So you can go to our feedback centre and we use this information to make reports and take it back and feed it back into the services as well. So if you've had a good or a bad experience, we can take it back to the hospital and tell them what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, and GPs with anything. We like to give people good advice as well. We don't want to just tear anyone down. That's not what we're here for. We're here to sort of spread good practice as well. So, there we are. So I do our social media as well, as part of my job, and this is the kind of things that we've been hearing to give you an idea of the kind of feedback that we hear. So we continue to receive feedback from people referred to the Do It profiler for autism and ADHD. These sort of feedback forms for the Do It profiler are 90 pages. So people are not getting any support for ADHD and autism, because who wants to fill in a 90-page document to be able to access the support that you need? So we've just done a report about it recently, and we're sort of pushing back against it, being like, this is just not acceptable. There's not the adequate care that people need. Yes, let me try and find the next one. So this is what we heard in August. So they've been felt let down about like doctor surgeries, and online forms is what we hear a lot of for some surgeries. And I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but it's the only form that you can fill in to get in contact with them. You can't ring them anymore. So this is what we're trying to raise awareness of and be like, why you need options. It's not acceptable for them to have one option for people. Sometimes we do hear nice things, and it's not always nice to share the bad stuff, but I'm just doing the most recent stuff. So we have heard about a person who called 999 in the early hours and was told that there were no ambulances available for at least an hour. So the only reason why I'm sharing these is I want to hear people's experiences. We want to keep hearing anyone's experiences of health and social care in York to make the changes and make the difference that they need. You know, they can't make changes if they don't know what they're doing wrong. So I think sometimes it's important as well. We have had a lot of good news as well. They've started a dementia care friendly unit in the University of York as well. And they're sort of supporting the hospital. So people with dementia, they're getting the adequate care that they need now. So it's nice to hear the good stuff as well. So we do research and reports as well. So Roger creates reports and we take them to the Health and Wellbeing Board. And we did one on dentistry and it was taken to the House of Parliament. So we're getting more funding, hopefully, from this. The feedback that we've heard about people not being able to get NHS dentists, we've taken that feedback and we've taken it to the House of Parliament. Rachel Maskell took it. And so hopefully now we're getting more funding in York to get NHS dentists. So that's kind of why we take this feedback. We're not taking feedback just to keep it locked away and not do anything with it. We're trying to raise people's voices, but we just need to keep getting that feedback, literally. Engagement events. So I go out and about and let people know about who we are, what we do, and how we can support them. It's, you know, it's important that people know about us. How can we help you? So you can access our website for information and advice around health and social care. You can contact us for further advice and information by ringing us or emailing us. By feeling heard. Pardon?
What if you don't have a computer?
We can get in touch. We can email. No, you're not. You can send it in the post as well. We take free post. You can also drop in to CVS. We're also trying to improve like accessibility and things like that. So if there's things that isn't working, we want to know and we'll make them changes. Obviously, every individual is very different in what they need and what they want. But if we can try, then please let me know and I'll write it down for anything that we can improve.
I'm just interrupting here, but what you said, people like who are writing you letters, like the council, I've had several letters now from people who don't seem to understand that if you're not online, you can't email. And it says things in the letter like, our website, please go to our website. And then it says, if you do not have online access, you can email us. I've had so many letters like that. Well, people that are writing don't seem to understand that that's still online. There's no hope. I don't think there's any hope now if they don't understand that basic thing.
How would it be best for you to get in contact with us? Like, what is?
Well, telephone.
Okay.
But this seems to be a trend now.
Well, I've just recently distributed loads of posters. I don't know if it's got all of our contact details on it throughout York. I'm trying to get them everywhere because obviously I know it's important to have this. And I brought guides as well, printed things, because printed is good as well, you know. Like you said, we need to get it out there. And I've got our contact details on here as well. So I get leaflets out everywhere. So I'm trying to bug as many people as possible with my guides. So yeah, it's kind of what we do, but yeah, we're trying to improve on that as well. So any feedback. So one of our guides is the dementia guide. So it's about supporting people living with dementia, but also their families and carers. We've got loads of copies, so you can take them with you. I can always send them, thank you. I can always send them to you as well. So if you ever want one in the future, I can send them through.
Have you produced that?
Yes, we have, with help from Dementia Forward. And we also have a mental health and wellbeing guide as well, which I'll go into in a minute, but it's got a lot of important information in that. And this is our most popular guide, 100%. So this is all mental health and wellbeing places within York in a guide with phone numbers, every way of accessing them. And it's a great tool to have for your family as well, because you never know when you might need it. You know, friends, family, and it can help combat loneliness as well. There's groups for socializing, mental health services. I have some copies, but they're also available on our website as well. You can download them. Many options.
Are you present in our public library?
Yes, I am at all of the libraries. I absolutely love them. No, I'm usually at York Explore the last Thursday of the month, and then I'm at all the other libraries as well. So yes, they're very good places to be. So these are some more like national loneliness resources. And obviously I can email, I can ring people with the information. It's difficult because obviously these are national. and I can't tell them to sort of change their accessibility ways. Yeah, completely. And there's lots of different places you can go to, Connections Coalition, Mind York as well. A lot of these places you can just turn up as well. And places like this, they've got leaflets as well, so you can
Where do
ring
you
them
know
that
where
way.
they live? Where does mine live?
Mind, it's, I don't know how to describe it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
just take time out because we shouldn't be interrupting.
Sorry,
this.
yes, we should know.
But the problem there is that it's all online.
Yes.
Telephone numbers.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would suggest that you redo this entire loneliness resources.
Yeah, no, I can
and
do.
put phone numbers.
Yes.
And
Yes.
where they are, you know. But the trouble is, if you're saying that they're all over the country, you can't put Dorsets in there.
Yeah,
and,
no.
You know,
No,
Northumberland's
I
in
go on
there.
to
and-
more York-based
So-
places, but yeah.
So that's the trouble, isn't it?
Well, I can redo this and then I can send it through to you. That's
But
okay.
if you do the York ones and just
Yeah.
put us there, and then that will spur people who are in
Yes, 100%.
Dewsbury to look up Richard can then look up at his own, you know. But if all these places are going to give you some information, that's the trouble with it, isn't it? Because they've all
very
gone on to
difficult.
online.
I feel like
it's
the
bad.
world's too digital now, isn't it? To be able to get that support. But obviously this is something that these places can
Yeah.
look into. But I will redo this. I'm here to take advice. Like I said, I'm 23, so I've only ever been around with like the internet. So I'm coming at this with a very, I don't know, different viewpoint. And I do apologize.
No,
No,
like
to get our feedback.
Yeah, no.
Right, well, now we'll be quiet and let you finish.
Living miserable.
So these had the email addresses, but I didn't find a phone number, but I can try. They only had email addresses, but local area coordinators are absolutely amazing to get in touch with about events going on. They know absolutely everything about services that you can get, events going on, financial support, everything. And I will write a note to make sure I can find a number for these. I'm trying to think if there's a number with this. Who's in here?
Books are very good, there's lots of thing numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. So in our mental health guide, there is a number where you can access the service for all of these. So I would highly recommend taking one of these with you. So you can get in touch with these guys to find out about your local area, and hopefully, you know, they'll know everything pretty much. They are fantastic. Just try and find where everything is. There we go. Links again, they're in here as well, I promise. So there's Menfulness, which is obviously a men's social group, Kyra Women's Project, who I think came last time. So they're all in here with their numbers. I just sort of used the links to send them out to people who wanted to have quick access to them.
It's nice to see men, two things for men.
Yes, no, absolutely. York Men's Shed are absolutely fantastic, and so are Menfulness. But a lot of these are like conservation places, movemates to get yourself moving and active and meeting people. And obviously there's York Learning, so you know you can learning at any time. They're really, really good. York Neighbours is a charity. They can help you with like fixing anything on your house. They can do giving people lifts or doing your gardening. So there's lots of different things. They're all in here as well with their numbers. I've used this guide to find this. So yes, hopefully it's helpful. So these are actually in here again. So this is community cafes and food banks. I'm not saying this applies to anyone here, but I always sort of tell people where they can go for food and things like that. So there's community cafes, so you can pay as you feel. Social places, they're absolutely brilliant. And there's a link to food banks as well. But like I said, this section is also in here with the numbers to ring, so you can get in touch with them. But I will redo this and then send it back to you soon. Warm spaces. I don't know if you want warm or cold spaces at the moment. I'm very confused with the weather. But there's loads of different places you can go for socialising, like St. Sampson's. All the libraries have warm spaces as well, and sort of events they do. So there's a lot of places out there. It's just knowing where to go and who to access them from. But yes, they're in here too. These are different areas. So I've sort of looked at all the different wards in York to sort of tell you what social things are there. So there's Acomb, I think all the libraries are really, really good. And you guys might obviously live in these wards, so please tell me if there's anything else that you would recommend. A lot of the churches as well offer like coffee mornings and things like that. You don't have to be religious or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff out here. There's like Bishopthorpe, there's like local history groups. York Travellers Trust have an open living room as well. Bell Farm Social Club. There's lots of sports clubs, and the place that I found all these were Live Well York, which is in here, and you can ring them as well for advice. They have loads of places that you can go to for social events, combating loneliness, stuff like that, really. And it's good for people to know about. There's a happy to chat bench as well in Cotmanthorpe. It's like it's a lovely idea, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of allotments as well, which I didn't know about York. There's many places. There's public open spaces, community beds, Fishergate Post and Tower, the Crescent Community Centre. And also like a lot of, I know not everybody's online, but University of York do a lot of open lectures online, and they really are fascinating. But obviously you can go to them in person as well, but it's a good thing. And obviously there's open conversation and things like that. The Centre for Lifelong Learning and York Sports Village as well. More allotments. There's Oakham Grove Community Centre, which has just been redone, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's loads of places to just sit and chat to people. And combat loneliness. I think everyone has their own way of wanting to socialise. Some people like to do it online, some people like to do it in person, and there are places out there that you can contact. So there's Bridget Grove, there's Nelly, which I don't know if you guys know of, but it's New Weswick Loneliness Initiative, and they meet every Wednesday for a little coffee, so I go and have a chat to them. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they're all lovely. Micklegate Social. So this is kind of just to give you an idea that there is a lot out there, and it's just finding it sometimes. And I don't know what you guys wanted to sort of find out today, like about loneliness, but I'm willing to sort of have this conversation here and now and see if I can sort of help in any way. I went Coolbridge Farm. Amazing. It's like open swimming. It's beautiful. I went for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it's like the best. It is really good.
I want a nice warm heated
They
swimming pool.
have a sauna. You can go in the sauna and like warm you up a little bit. So I'm just going to ask you guys if you know any community groups in York that you go to that I could sort of tell people about when I do my engagement events or anything like that. Anything that you guys go to?
Is AWOC in
Yes. AWOC's in
Yeah.
yes. Watch me not be able to find it now. But yeah, if there are any places, you know, that can take things out. Obviously, this isn't. Some of you might be online, and I'm trying to sort of cover everything as best as I can. So there are Facebook groups out there that you can join about events. Nextdoor is a really good place, so it's covers your local area. So mine's Clifton, so I know everything that's happening in Clifton in my local area. People put up events that are happening and things like that. Obviously this is only for people online, but it's good to know of. I do the York Human Rights City Network calendar, so that has up-to-date events that are happening and lots of things that AWOC are doing. I think they've been on there too. There's also wellbeing apps and things like that that maybe work for some people, but they're quite a good tool to utilise. How you can support us is just by sharing your feedback. You can ring us, you can put it on our feedback centre, share our leaflets. You can take as many as you'd like. You can ring us and I can send them out to you if you want any for family or friends. Yeah, I just think thank you for listening to me and inviting me, really. This is a York event that we've got coming up. So it's York Voices. So this is an informative in-person event where health and social care providers and residents come together to share their experiences. So you can talk about anything. Doctors, pharmacy, dentists and eye care and all the people that are sort of the service providers will be there. So it's a good excuse to sort of moan at them in a way and sort of get your point across and what you're not happy with, and it's a good way of having everyone in a room all together. So it's a good event. You can book onto it. You can ring us to book on, and I can share information in any way that you guys would like. But yeah, it's an event that we're holding, and it's at Priory Street Centre as well.
And you have to book online.
No, you can ring. You can ring. You
I
can
think
ring.
you were being teased at that point.
I think so. I think so. So any questions really?